Welcome back, everybody, to the OPT Network. Our guest this morning is Christian Jones. He's the marketing director for Heart of Louisiana Credit Union. They are the credit union with heart. And he joins us to talk about reopening and all of the things that the heart is doing to make our lives just a little bit easier. Christian, good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having me again.
Absolutely. So the last time we talked, people were not going into the credit union.
They were not. We were. Our lobbies were closed. Our doors were closed, and I think in the almost 70 years we've been in business, we have never done that before. It was such a strange time, you know, COVID-19, and how we had to really innovate to make it through the pandemic. But for better or worse, it made us even better than we were before.
For better or worse, it made us better.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the heart is always striving to get better. So, but now you guys are doing things not quite the same, just a little bit different.
Yeah, you know, one of the things we introduced during COVID was our curbside sign-in, and we had tremendous success with that. Our members really adopted that, you know, digital technology. So what we're doing—
Did they really?
I mean, surprisingly, it was, you know, we were really anxious because, you know, we do serve, you know, older members. And we want to make sure that we always represent our brand, which is helping members like family. So a way to do that, but also continue to keep in mind the safety, the protocols, you know, the best practices that the CDC and government were putting out. So we introduced that, and it worked well. They adopted it, they loved it, and it had become such an integral part of our experience that we thought, you know, we can't make this go away. We have to find a way to integrate this in what we do now, because it was helping us help members more efficiently.
That's what I was going to say.
So
was it making the process quicker?
It was making things so much smoother. The team and the branches that help every day, our family financial officers, they were just so happy to have something that was helping to, you know, keep that human contact, but from a safe way. So now we're introducing a digital sign-in system in all of our branches that is actually in the lobby, so you don't have to wait in your car anymore. You don't have to sit out there and text. Now you can come in and have that same great experience, be served quicker. I mean, it's just really one of those things that probably needed to happen, but COVID, you know, really stunted our growth in a lot of ways for the good, you know?
And so as the country is opening up, as the heart is opening up, more people are traveling. And wanting to spend money on a nice vacation, because people have been cooped up for so long. And the heart has come up with a way to make that easier and affordable.
Last time we talked about saving smarter, because we wanted to really set those specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound goals. But you know, now that the world is opening up, people aren't really trying to dip into that savings, because we're thinking about money differently, right? We know that we need to have a nest egg, because expect the unexpected, right? But that doesn't mean that people don't want to take a vacation, they don't want to travel. And a lot of people are putting this on their credit cards. And credit cards are great because, you know, they're there for an emergency. But when you look at the average interest rates for most credit cards, in 2020 it was 16.28%.
Wow.
And what that translates into is that you make your payment on your credit card, and then it's just eaten up by that interest. Interest will kill you with a credit card. So what we're doing right now is we have this great campaign going on. It's a vacation loan campaign where you can come into the heart, and our rates are as low as 7.9%. So when you think about that, that's less than half of what you would be paying on your credit card potentially, right? And we're going to give you 60 days of no payments. So potentially, if you come in the month of July and get a you know, vacation loan with us, you won't have to make a payment until September.
Wow.
So that will get you through, you know, getting the kids back in school, whatever the case may be, buying uniforms, to really enjoy the summer, because I think we're all at the point where we've been in the house, we've done the whole social distancing thing, we've done the whole quarantine thing, and we just want to get out and have a good time. But we have to be smart about how we do that. We can't just go around willy-nilly anymore. Spending money, you know.
And so what's the average loan for a vacation going to look like?
So the average loan, it really just depends on person to person. Some people are just as simply going right across the state line to Texas, so they might want $1,000 to get them through. We will do up to $10,000 with this campaign that we have going on right now. So that loan may be for a family that's trying to go to the Bahamas and they want to get out of the country for a minute, you know, and just really relax and have some R&R, whatever the case may be. We've got you covered for that.
Wow. And so I know that there's always a think tank at the heart. So when did you guys say, you know what, we need to do something for our members as it pertains to vacation?
Well, it's funny you say that because there really is. It's a collaborative effort. Everybody has a voice in our management team and in our staff, and we really take the time to think these through. A lot of places will put out these different campaigns and these different offers throughout the time of COVID, but we were very conscious about what do our members need. So we actually started planning this in 2020. We anticipated what the world would look like once things got better. So we had the groundwork laid when the time came, all we had to do was press a button and say, yes, we're ready to roll with it. So we've been planning this for months and months. We've had people on our staff give feedback about what the members are saying, because in marketing, I'm sitting in an office and very often I don't get to interact with members. When I walk through the lobby, I try to speak to people and, make eye contact and that sort of thing. But I really rely on those frontline team members, our family financial officers and our tellers, to give me that feedback. Like, what are the members saying? What do they want? So that was one of the things, is that people, like, once y'all, get back open, I'm going on vacation. So, whatever we can do. And one of the other things that we learned is that a lot of people were looking for creative ways to spend smarter. And I think that what people hadn't realized before is we have a choice anytime we get a car loan, anytime we get a home loan, anytime we get a personal loan. We should shop around. We should do our due diligence. So right before this campaign that we had, we did a auto campaign where we had members that we really wanted to focus on how can we save them money that will impact them on a monthly basis. And one of the best ways to do that is lower your car note. And we did a refinance campaign, and it was tremendous, the success we had. We had members coming in saving $3,000, $5,000. We had one member, we shared this on our Facebook because it was just so crazy. She saved $10,000 in interest and fees. So what that translates to on a monthly basis is we've cut her rate down tremendously, but she's saving at that point maybe $100, almost $200 in a monthly note. And that's because a lot of times when people buy a vehicle, it's in a moment of need. So they're just gonna take the deal that the dealership gives them. They're gonna take whatever they can get, because they feel like they're desperate. So a lot of times people don't even consider shopping around, going to their credit union and seeing if I can get a lower rate before I walk in the dealership.
And for those people who go to the dealership and get that deal, you can always come back and refinance.
Yes. And a lot of people think that there's some sort of time frame that has to be done, like, oh, I have to wait a year, I have to wait 6 months. You can sign that paperwork at the dealership that day, and if you don't feel right and you want to look at refinancing, turn around the next week and redo that deal, because it's all about what's best for you and your family and what's best for your income situation. So you should do your due diligence and really research.
But I think, to your point, a lot of people don't know that they can do that. They feel like they're locked in. Once they leave the dealership, I'm done.
You're never locked in.
But it's always incumbent to check. And this is why I think, Christian, every single person, you have your local bank like Southern Heritage Bank, but you gotta have a credit union too.
Got to. And the credit unions, the whole thing, the whole purpose of them, it's people helping people. And I think what really sets us apart at Heart is that our thing is we want to help members like family. We want to help you like family. And family is there to give you the honest truth. And if we can help you save money, we're going to tell you that. But if you're in a better deal where you're at, we're going to tell you that. We're not so much about selling you something. We're here to help you and help get you to a point where you're financially secure and stable.
Absolutely. Let's take a break here. But when we come back, I want to talk about all of the storms that have been happening and how people can access their credit union if they need help in those instances. Stay on point. We're back with more right after this. Welcome back, everybody, to the OPT Network. Our guest this morning is Christian Jones, and we're talking about all of the great products that the Heart of Louisiana Credit Union has for the community. And if you're not a member of the Heart, it is so simple to join that I know you maybe you're a person who deals with banks, but you really should have a credit union too.
You should, and I'm so glad you said it's easy to join, because one of the things that I think people don't realize is that we serve a 10 parish area, and I won't list all 10, even though I could.
But we get the gist.
But the Central Louisiana community is actually a 10 parish area, and the way that it works is that we actually have a charter, a thing that allows us to serve people in this community, whether they live, work, or worship here. So before, a lot of credit unions were based on where you work. With Heart, if you live pretty much within spitting distance of one of our branches, you can join and become a member and tap into those awesome benefits of membership.
I'm gonna tell you, I first started learning to save when I joined the Heart of Louisiana Credit Union. Just putting a little bit of money aside and watching that money grow.
Right.
And I never, because I was a person who didn't think, I thought you had to meet a certain criteria to have a credit union. And I think a lot of people get that a little bit confused.
Right. And in the past, that was so true. But I'm so glad you talked about savings because it's very simple. And we have some awesome savings products. One of the ones that I really love is our Lucky Lanyap account, which sort of has a lottery component attached to it. So as you save, you actually get entries to win up to $5,000. So Lucky Lanyap is one of those great things. If you like playing your luck and you like that idea of saving, make it a game and make it a challenge. And we've had some members in the past year that have won, and they just when they get that call, when they get that email from me, they're like, oh my gosh, I completely forgot, because they set it up to come out automatically. So for
that's what I did too.
And that's the one of the that's the best things that I recommend for people that are just getting started out with saving is, you know, have that fund going automatically to where you don't even think about it, because if it's something that you're constantly dwelling on, or you're constantly transferring the money or doing it manually, you're going to think about it and you're going to want to tap into it. But when it just comes out, you know, whether it be $5, $10, $20, start small and grow.
That's what I did.
You will be surprised.
And once you go and you look at it after a certain period of time, it's unbelievable.
Right.
That, oh, I saved $2,500, and it was seamless.
Right.
You didn't even know that you were doing it. But one of the things that people, I think, are still struggling with is, and we talk about this as we've had so many storms in the area, people who just weren't properly insured, or for whatever reason things went sideways and they weren't able to fix their homes, repair their homes, and there's still, you can see around communities in these 10 parishes, there's still blue tarps
on roofs, and it's really sad. But you know, now is the time, as we go back into hurricane season, thinking about, for those of us that were fortunate, how could we be better prepared for this season, right? So of course we talk about savings and having that nest egg to tap into just in case something happens, but we can also do the practical things right now in that, you know, if your home still needs repairs, significant repairs, now's the time to make those before we go into this next season, because your home is only going to be more compromised if we have storms. So we've got great things at the credit union that can help you with that, one of them being a home equity line of credit. Tap into the equity in your home this summer and make those repairs that you need to do. That way, as we move closer to the more, you know, tremendous part of hurricane season, you'll be fully prepared.
So help people understand that, because when you sit here and say tap into your home equity and get a loan, that sounds so daunting on its face.
And
but it really isn't.
It really isn't. So you're making a monthly payment, right? And as you make your payment on your home loan, that equity is building up, basically meaning that you are lessening the bank or the credit union or wherever you got your home loans, their share in the value of your home, and you're increasing yours, right? And that money's just sitting there. Your home may be worth $180,000, for example, and you may have $20,000 in equity that you've paid into it, right? You can tap into that money and use it to make improvements on your home that will increase the value, or in this case, like we're talking about, help you for a hurricane season, you know, make sure that your home is up to standard and safe.
And so for those people that say, okay, I need to become a member. Once I become a member and I want to look at the equity in my home, how do I do that?
So a lot of people have this conception that when you become a member of the Heart, you have this like waiting period or this like probationary period. But the thing about it is like if you walked in today and you wanted to get an auto loan, you could join the credit union and get that auto loan at the same time. And the same is true for any of our products. It's just as simple as reaching out to us online on our website. We've got all the information there, or giving one of our family financial officers a call. We'll get with you and we'll take care of it.
And it's just that easy. And what I like to do is dispel the mystique and the complication of these things that sound so big. You know, well, how am I going to do that? Well, it's just as simple as going in And what is the membership? $10?
$10. So I like to say $10 and 10 minutes of your time. That's when I'm going to trademark that
10
one day.
and 10.
Like Geico has their 15 minutes or less. So we've got 10 minutes and $10. And, you know, you come in, you open that account. It's so simple. It's a savings account. So it gets you started down on that road. And then we've got free checking that you can add on to get your direct deposit from work. We've got just about everything that you would get at a bank. But what sets us apart is that we really are members of your community. All of our lending decisions are made in-house. So we're like a family, and we're, you know, looking at more than just a number. We're looking at a person. And I think that that's something that gets lost a lot of times these days.
And sometimes with other institutions, they're not looking at how you've paid your, you know, they're looking at what you look like on paper.
Right. A checklist.
A checklist.
Yeah.
And so that's why it's so important, and it's not just a slogan. And I say that because we've been members of the Heart for a lot of years, that you are a part of their family, and they're always looking for ways to make the community and the family make it better.
Yes, we are. You know, we support so many organizations here locally. Just very recently, we had a member, and this is where we talk about our members being so important and integral in what we do. We had a member come into our Edgewood branch, and she was with the Pineville Rotary Club. And they were talking about the work that they do, and we were able to make a donation to them because of that member. So when you say that we're community partners and we're part of, you know, the family of Central Louisiana, we really are. We are your friends, we're your neighbors, we're your family members. So it's important to have those kind of people backing you up financially.
Absolutely. And so if you have not joined the Heart, it's never too late. $10, 10 minutes. For those people who are thinking about vacation, or even bigger, you're thinking, I'm going to stay home and I'm going to fix my house, get the home equity loan, make the phone call, go online, and just find out how easy it is. And Christian, before you've got to go, tell people about the locations, about the website, and how they can start this process.
Sure thing. So we've got 3 locations, 2 here in Alexandria, one on Commerce Street, and one on Coliseum Boulevard. And if you're in Pineville, come see us on Edgewood Drive. You can also visit us online at heartcu.org. Connect with us on Facebook, and we very recently joined Instagram. So we are on the gram now. We are on the gram now. So come follow us on Instagram. And that's where we share not only all the great things that we have going on at the credit union, the tremendous work that our team does, but we also share some really great tips on how to be financially secure and stable.
Absolutely. And going forward, we'll talk more about that, because we want people to maximize their dollars as the Heart does as well. Thank you, Christian, for all the work that you guys are doing and will do.
Thank you so much for having me.
Indeed. Hey, everybody, stay on point. We're back after this.